action. President Obama has repeatedly pledged to keep boots off the ground in Iraq. The question on everyone's mind after Election Day, will the mission change now that the Republicans have the majority? That first question goes tonight to Congressman John Garamendi of California. Congressman, good to have you with us tonight. What does a Republican majority in both houses mean when it comes to dealing with ISIS and the pressure on the president? Your thoughts?
Well, I think we're going to see a much more aggressive Congress really wanting to get into this. Consider John McCain, chairperson of the Senate Armed Services Committee. He's bomb, 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 bomb again. There's never enough troops on the ground for him, so there's going to be heavy pressure coming from the Senate. On the House side, I think we'll probably see pretty much the same, which was strong support for intense military action. For me, I think we're headed down the same path we've been on twice before. This will be the third time we've been engaged in a war in Iraq. The first two didn't work out particularly well. What is different about this? Well, we've got a very nasty group out there, ISIL. No doubt that they're a bunch of bad actors, but we really need to think seriously about what our overall strategic interest is and how we're going to deal with it. The old way just hasn't worked, and we need to redo that. Therefore, we absolutely have to have an authorization to use force, really a declaration of war. This is a new war. The Congress, the people's representatives, under the Constitution, we need to come to grips with our responsibility. Do we declare war? If so, how much, how, and where?
Well, do you think the president's actually going to have difficulty getting new authorization from Congress to continue what's going on right now that the Republicans are all about it?
Well, he should. I mean, all of us swore to uphold the Constitution. The Constitution is very clear. Congress declares war. The president executes the war. This is a new war. We're talking about $5 billion here. There's already been perhaps $1 billion spent before this $5 billion. Where is it going? We're on a slippery slope. This war has been going on for 30 years, since 1982, when 200 Marines lost their lives in the bombing of the barracks in Beirut. This is not good policy. We need to really think about how is it that we can actually stabilize the Middle East without another ground war.
So, Congressman, are you saying that it's just hard to hold this position and continue to say that our troops are not going to be involved in combat, and this is, as the president says, a new phase?
Well, it is indeed a new phase. These soldiers are not going to be just in Baghdad and Iraq. They're going to be out in the outlying areas. 12 brigades are going to be stood up. 3 of those are Kurds, 9 of those are Iraqi. Those are not going to be sitting in Baghdad. They're going to be out in the out and around in Iraq. The result is our forces are going to be in harm's way. And just think about this, Ed. What's going to be the American public's reaction when one or more of our soldiers, men or women, are killed or captured?
Well, President Obama responded to concerns about additional troops, saying that he actually expects to see troop totals decline. Take a listen to this.
What the commanders who presented the plan to me say is that we may actually see fewer troops over time, because now we're seeing coalition members starting to partner with us on the training and assist effort.
You buy that, Congressman?
I hope he's right. We do know that this has to be an effort by Turkey, by Saudi Arabia, by others that are at risk. There's even talk that Iran is part of the effort to deal with ISIL. That's an interesting partnership right there. But yes, they must get involved. It is their turf, their territory. They're the most at risk. Eventually, the United States could be at risk. There is a serious potential that ISIL could bring that to the United States. But right now, this is something that has to be dealt with by the people and the countries in that region.
Congressman, tomorrow is Veterans Day. To you, your family, your colleagues, what does it mean?
Well, it means everything. It means exactly what we're talking about here. We're going to have 33,000 more veterans coming back from Iraq. We've already had well over 1 million. There are people that have heard it. They've sacrificed. Veterans Day is time for this nation to take stock in what we owe these men and women. Fortunately, the new secretary, Mr. McDonald, seems to be on the right track. I certainly will give him any support that he may need to carry out his task. I did meet with him for about 1 hour and 15 minutes in Sacramento when he was here in this area. I think he's a good person. I think he's well-intended. He's got a big bureaucracy. He's going to need a lot of support from Congress in order to make the changes necessary to take care of our veterans.
All right. Congressman John Garamendi of California, good to have you with us tonight. Appreciate
Thanks,
your
Ed.
time, sir. That is The Ed Show. I'm Ed Schultz. Politics Nation with Reverend Al Sharpton starts right now. Good evening, Rev.
Good evening, Ed, and thanks to you.